Where's my... Hey, I'm here. I'm here. Alright, so let me turn my laptop around. Ah! Alright. Let's turn this around so I can see you guys. That's a light bulb. Why do I have a dead light bulb here? It's like a jet engine on the other side. Okay. There we go. Alright. Alright, we're back. We're back. We're here. We are here. Here we are. We're here. We're doing the thing. Attention, everybody. We are doing the thing. Okay? What do we have? Slow cooker. It's right here. Do you know what it's time for? It's time for some goddamn pulled pork. It's my favorite thing in the whole world. Okay? Neighbors think I'm crazy. Talking to myself. Not actually doing that. Talking to you guys. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? The first thing we're going to do is we're going to get our pan. Okay? Actually, the first thing we're going to do is cut this son of a bitch in half. Because it is a lot of meat. A lot of meat. 3.5 pounds. Had to go to the specialty store. By specialty store, I mean not Target. Okay? So what are we going to do? We're going to open this son of a gun up. We're going to open this up. There we go. And we're going to cut this bitch in half. Because I love my pork, but this is too much. So we're going to cut this in half. This is 3.5 pounds. Typically, most recipes call for 2 pounds. So we're going to cut this guy in half. Okay? If it'll allow me to. There we go. Here we go. Opening it up. Meat. Delicious meat. Put this in the sink for now, I guess. Alright. So we got our big thing of meat. I mean pork. Here we go. There it is. So what we're going to do, we're going to cut it in half. We're going to cut this in half. You can kind of see there's a little break here. Well, you can't really, but I can see it. And so we're just going to come up here. And we're just going to cut it in half. Along the break. There's a little bit of blood. That's no big deal. I hope the bone is still not in here. I told him without the bone. Okay. A little bit of blood popping out. It's no big deal. Did he leave the bone in, this bastard butcher? I'm going to be very upset if he did. I think he did. I told him no bone. Because you're not supposed to cook pulled pork with a bone in it. Alright? You're not supposed to do that. And he gave me it with the bone, and I said no bone! Alright. We'll have to work our way around it. So we're just going to cut around the bone. We only want 2 pounds of this anyway. That's all we want. Remember, boneless. Always boneless. Okay. Cutting way through. Don't confuse the fat for the bone. Okay. Here we go. Very chilly. Cutting our meat. Cutting the meat. We got our pan at the ready. And you're probably saying, why are we going to use a pan? You will see that in just a moment. Alright, so we got this cut. I don't need this. Got a pan. I also don't need this. Go over here for now. So we got about, this is probably about 1 pound. wants to cut. Come on. Come on! God. Alright. Hanging on by a thread. Alright. We're cutting. We're cutting it. This bastard. Get cut. Okay, there we go. Going in the pan. We can get a few more chunks out of this. That's about 1.5 pounds. We can get a little bit more out of that. We want just a little bit more. We want about 2 pounds. So we're going to keep cutting. Because it's all going in the same slow cooker anyway. You know? It's all going to get cooked. So here we go. Cutting a little bit more. Cut that bastard. Yeah. Cut it. Alright. What are we going to do next? Here we go. What does Eminem say in his songs? Brown the outside. Brown the outside. That's what we're going to do. We're going to brown the outside of the meat in our pan. Cut! Come on! Come on! Yeah! Cut that shit! Come on! Come on! Almost through. There's a lot of fat on this. Come on! Come on, cut it. There we go. There we go. Another slab of meat. There we go. Hands kind of cold. We're going to wash it off. Wash your hands frequently. You don't want meat juice all over your hands. Okay. So what are we going to do next? We're going to brown the meat. Why? Because we want to save the goddamn juices. Okay? You want to seal them in. You want to sear this, seal in those juices, put this back in the fridge just for now. We will wrap this up. And put it in the freezer for the next time that we want to do something with it. So what we're going to do is using the small pan. I'll put the small piece of meat in here. Okay. But at first we're going to go to medium-high heat. About medium-high heat to brown it. Okay? Then while that's happening, we're going to prep. Okay? Now if I wasn't browning this, here's what I'd be doing. We got the garlic powder, we have pepper, we have salt. What would we be doing? We'd be embracing the meat. Embracing the meat. We'd be taking the powder, shake some on there, rub it around, embrace the meat. That's what we'd be doing. We're not going to do that, though, for this one, because we're searing it, alright? It's going to get a little loud here. Okay, I got to turn on some fans. Otherwise, my smoke alarm goes off. When my smoke alarm goes off, I go deaf. It's really loud. The microphone's right there. It'll hurt your ears. It's bad. Okay? So we're not going to do that now. We're going to add stuff later. We're getting the pan hot. Use of anti-stick spray. How old is this? 1.5 years past expiration date. Don't care. Not going to stick. We also have some olive oil if you wanted to go that route. Which I will for the big piece. Okay, so we're going to let this heat up a little bit. Then we got some tongs. Tong. Okay? And we're just going to flip it. Doesn't need to be on there long. Couple of minutes. Balance. Good. Okay? Doesn't need to be on there long. Couple of minutes. 1 minute each side. That's all it takes. It's not hard. Alright, so this is getting pretty close. So let's take our small piece. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let's get that sizzle going. Okay. We're just doing a little. We're just doing a little bit. Can you aim down, please? It does not need to be that much. We just want to trap the juices. Trap the juices. We're saving them by trapping them. That's all we're doing. Okay? Doesn't need to be on there long. We just want a nice browning of it. Like Eminem says, brown the outside, brown the outside. That's all we want to do. Brown the outside. So a nice color. Right? Doesn't need to be that long. Look, nice brown color so far. We like that. We like this very, very much. Does not need to be that much. Okay? It's there a couple minutes. Why do I have a bottle of Dr. Pepper? Because the internet told me that I needed one. What do we say about the internet? Everything on the internet is true. Who told us that? The internet. Therefore, you know it's legit. Okay? A little bit, just a little bit on each side, that's perfect. We got one more side that's not kind of seared, we'll just hold that up. And there we go. Got a nice little sear going. Perfect. Turn this down. We're just going to dump this into the pot for now. Okay? That one's good. Next big, we got the Jagundo piece now. Let it sit in here for a sec while the big pan heats up. There we go. Medium to high heat on the big pan now. For the big piece of meat. Here we go. Next step. Put that in there. Okay? What are we going to do to this pan? We're going to deglaze. What's deglazing? It's a phrase that I just found out existed yesterday. What does it mean? I'm going to show you. You don't need to see an empty pan cooking. Here we go. This one, we're going to do a little bit of olive oil. A little bit. Just a little. Just here. Come on. Yay. There we go. That's it. Just a little. Just a little. To make sure that it's not sliding all over the place. Or that it is sliding all over the place. It doesn't stick. This pan kind of sucks. Because the handle brings it down on the one side. It makes it unbalanced until you put the food on it. Kind of obnoxious. Don't like that. Okay? Letting the pan heat up. What are we adding to this meat? We have our garlic salt, or powder, garlic powder. We have black peppercorn, pepper, and we have regular salt. We also have Dr. Pepper. Why Dr. Pepper? The internet told me to. We just went over this. Pay attention. Okay? So this pan's getting pretty hot. You can see, this is a bad pan right here because it's off balance. You can see the oil is dripping down this way. I wanted it to stay in the middle, but the pan, the handle, brings it down. That's obnoxious. I don't like that. Okay? So here we go. Bring the big piece of meat over. Oh yeah. There we go. Now we're nice and even. A little bit of blood, never hurt nobody. Now this small pan is done. That's fine, but what do we have in here? The juices. You want to save that shit. Save it. Embrace the meat. Okay? Let this cook. Just want to brown it. Just want to brown it. Listen to Eminem. He tells you in the song, that song actually about cooking. Actually about cooking. How's this side? Oh yeah. That's what I'm talking about right there. Nice browning. Nice browning. Okay? Nice browning. Let that go. Alright, now we gotta flip it onto its side. How's this side looking? I can't even see it, but it looks pretty damn good. What are we doing? We're browning to seal in the juice. We want it to be nice and juicy when we eat it. We don't want it to be like a dry bone like the goddamn butcher left in the frickin' pork. Okay? We don't want that. Enough for that side. Look at this side. Trap the juices. Trapping them now. Okay. A little bit more on this side. A little bit more, that's good. Turn off the stove. Make sure everything is off before you continue. Actually, you're going to want to turn this pan to medium because we're going to deglaze. This is advanced techniques. How advanced are they? I learned them yesterday. This is highbrow stuff, guys. Okay? So we're going to take the meat off. We're going to put it in there to seal it. Now we got some leftover little pork bits and the juices. What are we going to do? We're going to pour some Dr. Pepper on there. Why? Because the internet told me to. And we all know what happens on the internet. Okay? Little bit. Little bit. House is going to be on fire. Little bit. Okay? Turn that off. We're going to get a spatula. Scrape. Scrape it up. Scrape up those juices. Scrape up any of the little brown bits. I know you're supposed to do this longer. I'm not very good at that technique. That's why I don't have my own cooking show. But I should. And we're just gonna dump that back in there. Alright. So we're done with that. We're gonna wash those pans a little bit later. So now we have our crock pot. What are we gonna do? We're going to add a bunch of garlic salt. Garlic salt's good. It's got garlic and the salt in it together. Pepper that on. Speaking of pepper, we're going to pepper the shit out of this. Okay? A little garlic powder. Good. What else are we going to do? We're going to add the Dr. Pepper. Why? The internet told me. They told me it was a good idea. I believe them because I read it on the internet. Okay. A little bit more. Good. What else are we going to do? I don't know. Maybe we'll add some grape soda. Why? Because fuck the internet. I don't believe your lies. Okay? I take it a step above. Okay? A little bit of grape soda on there. Why? Suck it. That's why. And what are we going to do? We're going to take our lid. We have about 2 pounds in here. Maybe a little bit less. Maybe about 1.5, 1.75. Okay? We are going to seal our cooker notice that I don't have the auto stir. It's up there. I don't have the auto stir in there. That's because it's a big just hunk of meat. It hasn't fallen apart yet. It's just going to be mixing a giant piece of meat. We don't need that. So what are we going to do for about 1.5 pounds? We're going to turn it on. With this. On. There we go. We want low. What are we going to do it for? Normally, we want 7 hours, 7 to 8 hours for low. Or if you're on high, you want 4 to 5 hours. I'm going to go a little bit underneath. I'm going to go high 3.5. High 3.5. We'll come back. We'll come back and check on it. 3.5 hours. Someone set a timer. I hope you did. I didn't. I'm doing this by memory. We'll come back 3.5 hours from now. We'll peel apart the meat. We'll see how we did. This is my first time cooking it legit. So I want to know how I did. Other than that, move this over here. It's already starting to heat up. Don't want to touch it too much. So we'll come back to part 2. Oh God. We'll come back to part 2 of Datto Just Cooking episode 2 in about 3.5 hours. Okay? 3.5 hours we'll be back to see how I did. I hope I didn't mess it up. That grape soda, I maybe added just slightly too much grape soda. That could have screwed it up. But we're going to go back to Halo. We're going to do a couple more missions, then we'll pop over to Destiny. Does that sound good? I hope it does, because that's what I'm doing. I don't care. I play by my own rules. I'm an adult. I live by myself. I pay bills. We're going back to Halo. I'll see you guys over there.